African Americans have been an integral part of the Christian Church, Disciples of Christ, from its inception as the coalition of two early 19th century frontier evangelistic movements under the joint leadership of Alexander Campbell and Barton W. Stone. Unlike other religious bodies that were established in the Old World, the Disciples began on the North American continent. Though most often as slaves, African Americans were nevertheless charter members in this worship of God. Black disciples were initially sequestered in slave galleries. Rarely did they take communion with their masters, but even so, they celebrated the Lord's Supper and soon began preaching. Ironically, one of the earliest black disciple ministers was Alexander Campbell. No, not Thomas Campbell's son, but the other Alexander Campbell, the black one, who in 1834 was ordained and pastored a black congregation, Midway Christian Church in Midway, Kentucky. From this early beginning, many African American ministers have followed in Campbell's footsteps. Their contributions to the church have been invaluable. This volume is a collection of some of the best current sermons from within that tradition. Black disciples have never been as numerous as black Methodists or Baptists on a national level, but our influence has not been negligible. Indeed, our presence in regional areas has been impressive. Our reputation as preachers in the African American chanted sermon tradition has been somewhat obscured by our location in the predominantly European American denomination. Thus, black disciple preachers have been enmeshed in a classic catch-22 situation. Essentially ignored in books on homiletics and sermon collections compiled and edited by European American disciples' colleagues, we have also failed to be acknowledged by our black ecumenical partners in predominantly black denominations. They have been, quite naturally, preoccupied by their own preachers, their own sermon series. That we have had our own outstanding preachers has never been doubted, however, in the black community. Our common thematic thread has been a dedication to evangelization, to spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ, and to the uplift of humanity, in particular the uplift of the African American community. And like other disciples, we have made contributions to the cause of ecumenicity. But no collection of sermons can tell a whole church's story, and this collection is no exception. This volume is designed to fill us with the awe and presence of God that is always present when the gospel of Jesus Christ is preached. With that goal in mind, this collection works admirably. The quality of sermons is matched only by the great variety of topics. From Texas storytellers to urban raconteurs, nearly every black preaching style may be found here. Like previous collections of sermons from the black churches, much of the excitement and aesthetic values of this complex performative art form is lost in the translation of the preached sermon to the cold printed page. One cannot experience the radiance of authority that shines forth on the face of a Magdalene Shelton as she preaches, nor the reflected radiance on the faces of her rapt congregation as they listen. Their moon to her sun.